Tell us a little bit about the business and how you got started. How long have you been doing this for? Tell us about the franchise concept, the investment level, and what that looks like. Tell me, what does the store look like? Why is this a good segment for someone to be investing in? What does the staff cost look like to run one? Why did you choose franchising as a way to grow? All right, can you introduce yourself for me, please?
My name is Jennifer Vogel.
And yourself?
I'm Edward Wolstein.
Okay, and what's the name of your business?
Home Refresh Studio.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the business and how you got started?
Okay, so we are actually a design retail studio, and what we specialize in is no demolition renovation. So we can actually have the franchisee take the homeowner through completely renovating a space just with textiles and furniture alone. So we're able to keep margins high, and it's quick turnaround, unlike a standard renovation company.
Amazing. And how long have you been doing this for?
So our corporate locations have been running for about 35 years now.
Okay, and how many corporate locations?
We have 4 corporate studios.
Amazing. So, and you've been running this for 35 years, and now you're starting to franchise. Tell us about the franchise concept, the investment level, and what that looks like.
Okay, so our franchising fee is $50,000. It is a 5% royalty and a 1% media. And our average studio opens between 1,800 and 2,000 square feet. The startup fee, including that $50,000, is between $200,000 and $300,000 for the build out and the vignettes and the displays that go into it. There you go.
Amazing. So tell me, what does the store look like? So what does it look like when you walk into one of these studios?
So like I said, we operate between 1,800 and 2,000 square feet. We're in retail spaces, so high volume shopping centers. Actually have probably some photos coming up back there of our design studios. They are built out with curated vignettes that make it so that you can lead the customer who comes in from concept to close very quickly, because in retail, it's high touch, and what people can see and feel does close sales. So we do everything we can to take it from conception to close very, very quick and move on to the next customer. In the back end of that, we have a lot of AI and automations that stay on top of that customer touch point, so the customer never feels like they're a number, even though in retail they are.
Amazing. And you carry any inventory, or how does that look like?
So unlike traditional retail that has to carry inventory and they sit on it for a year maybe before you see a profit on it, we don't carry any inventory. We have maybe a very small cash and carry area for some lamps or accessories. The majority of the showroom is just curated vignettes, so you don't order the product until you sell it.
Amazing. That's amazing. And tell us about the industry, the growth in the industry. Why is this a good segment for someone to be investing in?
So the home segment is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You do not need to deal with the big renovations, all of the permits and things that come with it. We do the pretty work. As you can see behind me, we have the textiles that sort of change the whole look. Right now, homes are not selling quite as quick. People are wanting to stay in their homes, whether or not they are wanting to or they needing to. And they want to refresh their homes without doing full remodels, either because they don't want to take the time for full remodels, they don't want the expense of a complete rehaul, and they don't want to be sitting through walls coming down and all of that. So we actually completely change the way a space feels without ever knocking down a wall or doing any of that. We do it completely through textiles first, window treatments and furniture and reupholstery. And we've been, like I said, over 35 years in the business. So the franchisee is able to, we have pre-negotiated vendors, pre-negotiated pricing. They're getting the items well below wholesale. So that does protect that margin. And we operate on a 30% net profit margin, which is 3 times retail standard.
That's amazing. Yeah, because typically anything retail, because of the brick and mortar nature, the margins are very thin. It's incredible to have that level of performance in a retail location. And what does to run this location, how many staff members do you need? Can it just be one person? What does the staff cost look like to run one?
So we prefer an owner operator, somebody that really has a love for people and a love for putting things together. But you really have just one person in the showroom, and then a couple subcontractors that are doing the installations for window treatments, things like that. Everything else is done via our automations and our AI, so that way the customer feels like they are handled different touch points all along the process through the installation of their product, but the owner operator or the designer that is in that store can turn and move to the next client and the next client, the next client, and close those sales and throw them down the feed. But the customer experience is still very hands-on, still very warm. They feel like there's a whole team behind them, but a lot of that team is built out via AI and automation, and it keeps the payroll much lower for running the studio.
That's amazing. You have a great model. The numbers make sense, very high margins, and a sweet spot in a segment where everybody's always looking to invest and refresh their home without spending all the extra money.
And I will say, when I say designer, you do not need a design degree. You just need to be somebody that loves putting things, loves color, loves texture. If you're somebody who enjoys watching HGTV when they get off of work, or you like that creative field, that's that person. You don't need that heavy design degree. And our training, we do 2-week training down in Palm Beach. So you learn everything you need to know about window treatments, about furniture, all of that.
Amazing. And then why did you choose franchising as a way to grow versus just continuing to open more locations yourself? What were the benefits of selecting franchise?
So we've been in business 35 years. We have 4 corporate locations. And when we were looking at expanding on growth, we just decided that getting to work with franchisees and working with people who really are passionate just was where we wanted to grow the company. I know I've stolen all your time here, but this is my brother over here. We've run it as a family business, and it's so rewarding that we wanted to combine that with giving that ability to franchisees, husband and wife teams, mother and daughters. We've talked to a lot of people like that today. It's just a family business. It's home, it's family, and that's where we wanted to take it going forward.
Amazing. Well, congratulations on all the success thus far. We look forward to following the story and your growth. So amazing. Thanks for sharing it with us. Thank you so much for sharing the story.
There are over 4,000 different franchise opportunities out there. To reduce your risk when picking a franchise, we provide you key insights and a great process to match you with the perfect opportunity. To learn more, click the link in our bio to schedule a free consultation today.